Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time zone you're watching this YouTube video from, or even date. But hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video brought to you by me, Aasia Laurencin. By the title, you can tell it's Hello, I'm Aasia Laurencin, and what's next? But before I get into the what next part, I do want to come in and introduce myself to show you guys who YouTube video this is, because I haven't done a proper introduction, and I'm seeing that now. I haven't done it. Apologies. Don't mind my hair. I usually look better than this, but I wanted to get this done now and out. So here we go. So let's get the basics out of the way. My name is Aasia Laurencin, middle name Lynn. That's why my Instagram is aasia.lyn, because I didn't want to put my full last name. And yeah, my initials is all. My parents wanted to do that because they want to express that their child can do it all when it comes to academics, sports, absolutely anything. So I am currently 23 years old. I turned 23 September 1st. I went to the University of, high school. I went to Oak Park High School. For high school, of course, it's in the name. I ran, let me just go through my schools. I went to Oak Park High School. I went to the University of Texas for my freshman year. And then I went to the University of Michigan and stayed there for the rest of my time and got my bachelor's of arts in sociology and got my master's in social work. Boom. But let's get to the track story, shall we? Aasia Laurencin. She's in gym class. It's middle school. I went to Royal Oak Middle School. You can go to the school and see my record still standing there. Clock it. Anyway, so I was, the little beep test, you go beep 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 beep, you go back and forth in gym. I was doing pretty well in that, and my gym teacher was like, hey, you should try out for the middle school track team. And I was like, oh my gosh, not you asking me to try out. So I was like, why not? So, because in 6th grade you are not allowed to do track, but only in 7th and 8th grade you're allowed to do track. So basically I made the track team in 7th grade. I started off doing the 100 only and the high jump. That's basically it. My first year out, I think I went like 12 something in the 100. I do not remember my first year. I think I went like 12.8, 12.6, I think. Mind you, I'm 13, I think. 12, 13. And then in high jump, I jumped 5 feet. And then my 8th grade year, I ran 12.3 maybe, and then jumped 5.3. Them some monsters times for a kid in middle school. So honestly, and that's why I need to get back into sprints right now, into short sprints, and actually lock the heck in, because I'm a dual athlete in multiple events, and I know I can. I just, gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, so joined high school. I did my first AAU season at 14. I was 13 at the time doing it because I turned 14 late in the season, at the end of the year, kind of ish. And I got 4th in my first AAU National Olympics, and I did high jump as well. I don't know what I did well in high jump or not, but I got 4th in the 100. I messed up in the 200. That's a whole different story. But basically, I didn't make it in the 2. I should have made it in the 2, but didn't make it in the 2. And then I think I ran like 12.6 or something in that final or something. I don't know. I think my PR that year was like 12.3. And then I went to Oak Park High School, and I was strictly high jump, 100 and 200. And then my coaches threw me in the heptathlon for outdoor for AAU season. And then what else did I do? And then after a while, when I stopped doing competitive cheerleading, I got really scared going over the bar backwards, so I basically gave up high jump because of that. And then plus we wasn't practicing it because my school didn't have the proper facilities and coaches for us to do high jump like how we used to. So high jump went through the door. They saw I was super fast, and they were like, and super really tall. I'm really tall. I'm 5'11" basically. And they told me, Aasia, we gotta run hurdles. So it took me a year to get over my fear of hurdles and to run hurdles. My first time at like real comp, like I think I was like running 15s the whole time, and then I finally broke 15 and I ran 14 something. And then after that, I just got really comfortable and really fast. So I think indoor season I went 8.6. Outdoor season I went 13.5. That year again, the next year I went 8.2. So I went from 8.6 to 8.2. And then outdoor I went from a 13.5 to a 13.4. That was my junior year by the end of it. And then COVID hit, and I went to Texas. Yada, yada, yada. Went to University of Michigan. You know what happened at University of Michigan. I'll say my stats right now. My PRs right now is 797 in the 60 hurdles, 7.4 in the 60, 24.0 in the 2, 11.8, 11.7 in the 100, and 12.69 in the 100 hurdles. Back to, what was I just saying? What do I want to say? I don't know. Am I done with my intro? Hold on, let me think. What else more? Oh, the most important. All right, so basically, I've been coming to St. Lucia since I was 5 years old. My grandfather is born and raised here. He left at the age of 18 to go to New York, and that's when he met my grandmother, and they had my dad and my uncle and all the extra stuff, and then I was born in Detroit, Michigan. So, Asia, how do you get your St. Lucia lineage? Through my grandfather, my papa. This is the house I am at. I am currently in St. Lucia visiting my grandparents. So, after a really long fight and trying to get the law changed so I can get the second generation passport citizenship thing, it finally happened in the summer of 2024 with Paris Olympics. But sadly, I got denied from the Olympics and didn't run. So, boo. But honestly, God is so gracious, and I've been waiting for so long to represent St. Lucia, and now I'm representing St. Lucia full time. I represented them in Indoor Worlds, NACAC, and Outdoor Worlds. This is the year to get everything together. So just work with me for this next year and see me drop tremendously throughout the whole grid of my 1 and 2 and the 100 hurdles and everything, because I swear I'm an athlete. I'm a well-rounded athlete, but circumstances happen. You know what I mean? So, all right. Back to, what was I just saying? Basically, on my Instagram, I ask people basically questions on what I should talk about in this YouTube video of my intro, whatever. You got this, right? So, sit with me, children. Sit with me. All right, so we have my biggest accomplishment of this season would be that 3rd place medal at NACAX. Guys, when I tell you, that meet was organized so poorly, and I was just all over the place, and I have my coach just wasn't feeling so great during that season mentally. Physically, I was there-ish, but now I don't know. Mentally, I really wasn't, for real, if I'm being serious. And I gutted out of lane 8 and got 3rd. That is the gracious and goodness of God himself. Because that was not me. That was all his kingdom for his glory. When I say Lord, that is my biggest accomplishment. Somebody asked, how was it repping the 758? Honestly, it has been a dream come true to represent St. Lucia at the world stage. It's been something I've been dreaming about for a really long time, and I thank Terry for putting that idea in my head. And, making my grandfather proud, making the Laurencin, I'm saying that so wrong, the Laurencin family so proud. And I forgot how to say our last name in French for some odd reason. My French is so bad. Everything in my head is Korean. Apologies. But honestly, I can't wait to, go from there. Somebody asked how tall I am. I am 5'10" and some change, so like 5'10" and 3/4, but we can round up to 5'11". Am I planning to take part in the LA Olympics? Of course I am, guys. I'm not doing this for the cheap. I'm 23 years old. I'm not going to be, no. Running track at this age is a blessing. And I'm seeing it out to be officially Olympian. I'm running 2028. And I'm winning 2028, just saying. My favorite race and why, I think it's going to have to be the race I PR'd this season in Windsor, Canada. Because I had one of my bestie friends, Chris, he was with me being my coach, and I was just having the greatest time ever. And I think that's why I ran so well in the final. And I slept in my bed because Windsor's like an hour away from my house, and like it was just amazing. It was perfect conditions. Any 100 meters in the future. I will say yes. There's going to be some 100 meters in the future, I think, for sure, because I have to get ready for that 4x1, don't I? Somebody asked, to the athletes who Oh, to the athletes who may be in my shoes in the future, what advice would I give? Everything's not linear. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have some hard, tough moments. But it's basically, where's your firm foundation? Who are you leaning on? Who are you doing this to glory of? The glory of yourself or the glory of the kingdom of God? And I truly believe that you do this for the glory of the kingdom of God and Jesus Christ, because he died died for you so you can live in paradise with our Heavenly Father. And also, to be honest, that like, just never give up. Keep trying. If you have to change coaches, guys. Like, never say no until you're dead. All right. Next question. What is my biggest takeaway from this season? Oh, girl, you got to be mentally strong to get through your first pro season. Oh my gosh. When I say there's so many ups and so many downs if you're not sponsored, there's so many different more elements come in if you're not sponsored. And I think there's so many people in your ear talking about, you got to do this, you got to do this. And I think it's just like, you really have to make sure the people in your circle are really, really, really for you. That's my biggest takeaway. What do you think you could have done better this season? I think definitely consistency in the 100 hurdles. I was all over the place this season, to be honest. There was no reason for me to run 13 seconds at the end of my season 100%. And yeah, I think also mentally, I think I could have done better on myself. So yeah. Is there any other events I would like to try? Guys, the 100, 200, I am definitely the 200 child. And maybe the 400 hurdles if I ever have the opportunity or chance, or see myself picking that up in the near future. How do you take care of yourself mentally trying to reach your goals? Recently I've been turning God into my therapist. I've been journaling, Bible study, praying hard, and also making sure I am intaking positivity instead of negativity, and making sure my circle is so tight that I'm mentally strong inside and out. And also, I'm a therapist, guys, so therapists need therapists. Even though I don't have one, I truly recommend a therapist, because honestly, they're unbiased. They would tell you straight up if you're tripping or not. And to be honest, let me tell you, feelings are fleeting. They are not the truth always. So you have to discern them correctly. Is there your journey? What is it like? What it was like? What was my journey like, Lord? Interesting. Something I did not imagine, but it's put me to this highest pedestal that I have ever achieved in my life. So I'm immensely grateful for it. I think journey-wise, I am a multiple big-time champion. I'm a multiple first-team All-American. It was not easy. It was just pure grit and motivation, and having the confidence in myself that I know I can do everything that I put my mind to. And, there's some things that drove me to these things, and I would definitely say at first it was, wanting to be the champion, want to be this, want to be that, but also I still want to be those things, of course, but also the most top thing is just bringing glory to the kingdom of God, and just honestly letting his light shine so bright through me that it brings more disciples and people to turn over to Christ. What made you want to pursue track as a professional athlete? Guys, when I got that citizenship and I was like, for St. Lucia, I was like, I gotta keep on going, because I gotta represent them at the 2028 Olympics, period. We're making a whole crew out of this. But also, to be honest, I felt like I had so much unfinished business left in this sport. I can't stop now. I literally can't. Even though I can't just go get a job, go live in Michigan for the rest of my life and go do whatever, be a normal person. I have so much unfinished business to get done, and I feel like I'm just cracking the shell of what is to become in my life. What it's like being unsponsored, guys. It's tough. I'm grateful enough to get some money from my federation, but I think like that money holds only so much, and I feel like it's tough. No, it's tough, because you need a lot of money to get through this sport. I'm so serious. They really don't tell us how much money you need to get through this sport if you're unsponsored. And if you're an unsponsored athlete still doing this sport, I condemn you. I condemn myself, because it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But if you love this sport and you love what you do and you know you got some unfinished business, get through it. get a job. I'm getting a job. It is what it is. Everything's gonna work out in its time. What is training like? Training independently. I mean, this past year I was still with my Michigan coach. I have a training partner named Isabel Wakefield, and she sadly got hurt halfway through the season, so I was training by myself in short hurdles a lot, but I had Savannah Sutherland to hold each other accountable on our workouts and cheer each other through. So I think training was like that, but also training needed to improve. I felt like I was playing catch up throughout some of my training sessions throughout the season, so yeah. How am I planning to build on what you accomplished during this season? I'm gonna answer that in my what next category. What I'm most proud of is honestly going out there at Worlds, even knowing that it can either go really good or really bad. I just dedicate it to having fun and letting people see the joy through my eyes and my smile, and just knowing that like this is not the end. I'm gonna keep on fighting no matter what. My biggest lesson I learned during this season is to keep on fighting, guys. It's never the end. You're gonna keep on fighting no matter what, through absolutely anything. So I think that's what it is. Like, mental is key. Just keep on fighting, and your relationship with God Himself is 10 times important. This is a relationship because your heart posture matters through this whole thing. What does it feel like to be the only one representing your country in your event? I mean, it feels like an honor. I'm breaking barriers. I'm making history. It's a given honor that comes with a lot of responsibility that I'm learning as it comes. And I pray that we will be able to get some more girl short hurdlers on this island if I have to coach them myself. How do I keep myself so outwardly calm at the start line? I have to rock back and forth. I think preparation before the fact is knowing that I have worked my butt off for me to get here at this line, and there's nothing else I can do besides just give it my all in that given moment. I do a prayer, of course, and I yell to make myself hype. And I do this one little thing. Hold on. This is what my mother told me. So I cross my hands like this, and I pull it in, and I breathe in through the nose and breathe out. So, yeah, that's what I do to keep myself a little bit more regulated. Have I met Juju? Yes, of course. I have met Julian Alfred, St. Lucia's first Olympic gold medalist. I met her my freshman year in Texas. We were teammates at the University of Texas, and since then, that's been my girl. So yeah. Currently I am located in Michigan. What has been the biggest adjustment transitioning from college athlete to professional? It's honestly financial stuff. If you're unsponsored, it brings a lot more obstacles than you expect, to be honest. But honestly, and then like also I think like that first year pro is very sensitive, so I think it definitely shows you that your circle is really important on how you succeed. Name a time when you were most nervous for a meet and explain how you overcame it. Oh my gosh, I was really nervous for Big Ten's outdoor final in the 100-meter hurdles in 2023. This is when I won. But before the fact, I was like chilling. I was really happy. I was really energetic. But at the line, I was like deathly nervous. And I can't forget this moment. This friend, one of my teammates' little sister, she was like, "Come on, Aasia, stop being nervous." She said something, and I started to laugh. And it actually centered me back in. And I think that's what helped me. 100%. Shout out to Teresa's little sister, because honestly, she centered me back into square one. And I think from there, I noticed what kind of athlete I need to be at the start line for me to perform at my best. So if you see me dancing, smiling, being joyful, rocking back and forth, that's my thing. So please. Hold on, my mother's calling me. Who's your most favorite hurdle competitor this far? I'm just gonna give it to Grace. I've been racing her since I was 14. Somebody asked, how long do you see yourself in track and field? I don't know, until as long my knees allow me, at least up to 2028, 2029 Worlds, at least. But what's next in life? I really want to be a sports psychologist in the athletic realm, in collegiate, professional, and even in high school with adolescents. I want to help prepare these kids for what is to come mentally and just really be a guiding force for them, to be honest. And the last question, what is next? And I'm going to answer that after this little intermission. So this next year we got Indoor Worlds, Commonwealth, and CACs if I end up doing that. So it's on and popping. St. Lucia finna be on the map across the board. We're helping. It's not going to be only Juju. It's going to be a whole crew of us, and I can't wait. And now, hold on. Let me just, so now I got to make this quick. So, somebody asked, what is next? What is next? I don't know how I'm going to edit that, but that'll be interesting. So what is next, guys? For my 2026 season, I am changing coaches. Yes, I'm leaving the University of Michigan, finally. And I am going to train in Tallahassee, Florida with Coach Garfield Ellingworth II. That's his full government name, aka Coach Gee. And my new training partner will be Alexandra Webster. Slay. I'm training for Indoor Worlds and Commonwealth, and it's on and popping, baby. You about to see an Asia that has been ready to be cooked and peeled and refined. But honestly, I'm very excited for this next chapter. I hope you guys really enjoyed what I had to say. This is not my real appearance, but it kind of is. It's very raw. It's very natural. I'm excited for what is next. I am moving from Michigan to Florida, and I'm going to be a Florida girl now. So come with me to embark on this new journey to see my track and field career flourish. And also, I'm looking for jobs, of course, because I'm unsponsored. And yeah, to be like a therapist, social worker, just case study to help with nonprofits, all this extra stuff. So besides that, just moving, new training group, new environment, new possibilities, and a faithful God that's going to get me through everything. So I see you guys later.